Good afternoon, YouTube. Today I want to talk to you about a more serious subject, which I don't see discussed very often because we live in a world nowadays where everyone focuses on good moments and good attention, but what gets lost is the bad moments. The highlight reel gets exposed, gets rewarded on social media, but what doesn't get rewarded is the bad moments, and everyone has them. Everyone has bad moments. So, today I'm going to be highlighting the unseen side of ambition and what it actually takes to um, pursue your goals and don't get folded by the pressure, because I see a lot of people who get folded by the pressure of, trying to establish themselves in their life. And I experienced that too. I experienced a lot of pressure, especially the last period where I've been going through a period of rapid change. And I know for myself that change is necessary in order to improve. And I know that change is needed, and I know that change should be embraced. But understanding theory is different than actually living it in practice. And even though I try to live it in practice, sometimes I don't necessarily like what I'm feeling or why I'm feeling or how I'm feeling. So, yeah, especially for me lately, it feels like, in my bodybuilding journey, I haven't been progressing fast enough. And maybe people who know me might be like, well, what are you saying, man? All these progress pictures you post, you progress like this and this and this, and you're such a fast progressor. But yeah, man, everything is relative. And I know comparison is the thief of joy. Again, something I know in theory, but something I do not necessarily always live in practice. And that makes me question sometimes, will I achieve my goal? And to be honest, I don't know. And somewhere inside of me, I find that really beautiful, that I don't necessarily know if I'm going to achieve what I want to achieve, but it's also fucking scary because I put so much effort into this. I put every single ounce of my soul into bodybuilding, and I've got these two beautiful medals here. Maybe not with the placing that I wanted to get, but with the memory and with the experience that I got from them. And what that taught me is that I will never give up. And I have realized, even in periods that I feel less, like right now, and that I don't necessarily feel motivated, I have this innate safeguard inside of me that prevents me from stopping. Sometimes a thought will cross my mind like, okay, let's not go to the gym today, or I don't want to do this, or let's not do it with 100% intention. And even though I think these thoughts, without even having to consciously correct those thoughts, something inside of me automatically corrects these thoughts and like, okay, bitch, just shut up. We're gonna do what we gotta do, and we're just gonna go. And that gives me some confidence that I will always keep going, and that I won't quit. But still, I don't always feel confident. I'm not always confident in if I will succeed in what I am trying to achieve or not. And bodybuilding or any long-term passion that people might be pursuing really teaches you the art of delayed gratification. And I know it's an art, but it does not feel like an art to me right now because it's testing me. It's testing me very much because I've been going for this, well, maybe in the grand scheme of things, not for that long. I've been training for 4 years, training seriously for 3 years, a serious dedicated bodybuilder for like 1.5 years now. And I have progressed, but sometimes I just have this irrational fear that I am running out of time. And I know this is very familiar, and a lot of other people have this thought too, especially people my age, young adolescents who are trying to establish their life. They feel like they are running out of time to experience the things they want to experience and to get the things they want to get. And I myself know that this is an irrational fear because I have a lot of time. I'm only 19 years old. I have more than a decade until, you know, traditionally I have to settle down and be like settled for life. But sometimes I wonder to myself, is this sense of urgency necessary in young people to get their shit together? Because there is an argument to be had that yes, even though this fear is irrational, it still is a driving factor in you basically getting your life together and making sure every single variable is in check and that it is where it needs to be. And maybe if I didn't have this irrational fear that I was running out of time, I wouldn't have been where I am now. Maybe I would have been far behind. Maybe I would have even quit. I wouldn't go so far as to say that, but you never know. And I truly believe that this sense of urgency, as irrational as it may be, it really makes you get your shit in order. And yeah, also when I look even more further into the future, when I do achieve my dreams, I fear then that I won't be satisfied whenever I do achieve my dreams and whenever I do achieve my goal. Because I'm training myself now to never be satisfied with where I am, because I know that if I'm satisfied, I might not work as hard now and I might not progress as much. But hardwiring yourself in this manner might mean that later on down in life I will not be satisfied whenever I do actually achieve my life goal, because I've just been grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and trying to progress and go and go and go, and then suddenly I'm there, but it might not feel like I'm there. So if there's any IFBB pros or people who have made it in their respective field that can attest to this, I would very much appreciate you letting me know. And yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that as good and as glamorous as people might seem online, and as perfect as people might seem, they are not really perfect. No one is perfect. Everyone's going through the same shit as you are, maybe even worse, and maybe even less. You never know. And it's very easy to be um, sucked into the social media algorithm, and by seeing people, you know, achieve success and do this and do that. And it might seem from the outside that they've got their shit in order and that they are perfectly settled in life and that they know where they're going and that they have a purpose that they are actively pursuing and that they feel like they are going towards that purpose. And me, myself, I do have my purpose, but I don't know if I will achieve my purpose. And that scares me a lot. It does scare me a lot. And just, make sure that whenever the next time you see people online having success or doing things that you want to do, just remember they might not also be satisfied with where they are at, and they might be as going through the same things as you are. And this makes me think about Marcus Aurelius. As many of you might know, who are also like me fans of Stoic philosophy. Marcus was a king, a philosopher king in the Roman Empire, who wrote his book, his meditations book, and in that book, his personal diary, which was never meant to be published, he warned himself against comparing himself to others. And you might think, wait, isn't this the most powerful person in the world? Isn't this the most successful person in the world? Isn't this the pinnacle of what success was at that time? And I would agree with you, but even then, he compared himself to other people. So that should tell you that comparison is not an absolute thing. It's not, I compare myself to a thing that I want to be, and whenever I get there, I will stop comparing. No, comparison goes with you wherever you go. So if you progress, you still compare, but you compare yourself to better people. So that's something to consider. And as always, guys, thank you for listening to me. This has been a 10-minute recording. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't think I'm going to be cutting much of this anyway, because it was quite a fluent talk. It's been nice talking with you. If you enjoy this, please subscribe to my channel, like, share, comment. Follow me on Instagram. I post more content there. I post also on TikTok a little bit less. And if you want to get some posing lessons, you can DM me and we can get you started with some posing lessons. And obviously, massive thanks to my sponsor, Get Omniair. They've got really good nasal strips, which help me perform during my progression, during my pursuit of excellence. But thank you for listening, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.